Hello again, and welcome to Movie Passholes.
I'm Saman.
And I'm Romo.
And this week we saw Red Sparrow.
You said that with such a downer note.
Well, you know.
So we were trying to see A Wrinkle in Time.
Yes.
But the problem with the
But there was a wrinkle in our plan.
Well played. But the problem
with non-denominational film cards. You have to bleep that.
I know. I'll have to censor it. Cut that out. Is the fact that you have to be there, and this was a big movie.
Yeah, it was sold out.
It was sold out.
Yeah, it was like trying to get Black Panther tickets. It wasn't gonna happen.
So we ended up seeing Red Sparrow.
So just take this. We went there in the mindset of A Wrinkle in Time,
right.
A novel I read in preparation for seeing the movie. I reread
a novel I refused to read until I saw the movie.
Well, point is, we were both in the headspace of young adult literature,
right.
And saw Red Sparrow instead.
So, Red Sparrow. So, quick synopsis.
Yeah.
It's Jennifer Lawrence plays a Russian prima ballerina.
Yes.
Who becomes a spy.
There you go.
That's the big main synopsis.
She's a ballerina. Her whole life's about ballet. Then, due to a tragic accident, she can no longer dance.
She can no longer dance.
And her uncle suggests that she become a Russian spy instead.
A sparrow, which is what they're called.
Oh yeah. Then she spies about.
Yeah, she spies all about.
All about.
All right, Sam. What are your non-spoilery thoughts?
My non-spoilery thoughts are that this movie was not advertised as what I think we saw.
No.
That I did not know that it was going to be.
No, I thought it was
good. The subject matter that it was.
I thought it was going to be more Atomic Blonde.
Yeah.
Like where action, blue explosions.
That's definitely what they set it up as.
And it was not that.
No.
It was trying to be like La Femme Nikita.
I also got that they were doing a thing,
Yeah.
but I don't think that the thing they thought they were doing landed at all.
Apparently this is also based on a book.
I bet it's a dirty book.
I bet it's way dirtier than this movie was. All right, end of non-spoilers.
Yeah.
I think it was a meh movie. It's entirely too long. Entirely too long.
It's at least 45 minutes too long. To the point where in the theater where we were, they turned up the lights before the end of the movie, and
There's
they're just
a good minute left of the movie.
In the middle of someone talking, they turned the lights on. And that was easily 20 minutes after everyone was audibly making uncomfortable
groaning noises, everyone shifting and everyone
people putting their coats on and sitting there waiting to just leap out of their seats as soon as it's over.
And everyone left.
Everyone was gone. It was what was that?
But yeah, all right. So non-spoiler. We're just gonna chat about it because this movie is a bunch of bullcrap. I don't think we need to go beat by beat.
Not particularly. I didn't take too in-depth notes.
Yeah, it's clearly supposed to be a spy thriller.
Well,
and
before the previews for this movie, all of the previews. So my note is this film for teenagers? The previews skewed young, goofy teen comedy.
Yeah, it was comedy. It was all comedy trailers.
And I was okay, so this is a teen spy kind of thing.
Spy teens.
Yeah, spy teens. Serious spy teens. No.
But no. This was. Oh God, I don't even know how to start with this movie.
But I also want to stress that our disinterest in the movie isn't rooted in that we thought it was something different.
Oh yeah, no, it's not. It's not that we were
That's
oh,
just
we were
a complaint I have.
It was just long and boring and
very boring, very heavy-handed.
Trying to be smart, but not actually smart. I don't know how to. So it opens up with this dual scene, which is completely unnecessary, where she's getting ready to get dancing and start dancing and do her thing.
So she's a member of the Russian state ballet or whatever.
The big state ballet, the main one.
And so because she's this prima ballerina, the state pays for her mother's health.
Hospital. Yeah,
because her mom has some serious health issues.
She has a health issue, which
she needs a caretaker all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they have this other B plot going on for the first third of the movie, which is completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
Of this U.S. CIA agent.
The American spy.
Yeah, the American spy, and like how like he fucked up and because he was protecting his asset in Russia.
Yeah, so there's a mole
Yeah.
in the Russian spy network, and he's working with the American spy, and the American spy during like a handoff
Right.
of I guess a ballet juxtapose.
Yeah, it was like because that
Womp
went
womp.
wrong, and
I
then their
see what
ballet
you're doing.
night
and then
went
the ballet went wrong.
wrong.
Yeah, I get it.
But it was like
So they were doing like a handoff, and then the guy saw cops and got spooked, and so he basically gave himself away to let the Russian guy get away,
Right.
which kind of tipped everybody off
That he was a mole, and he had
there's a mole somewhere,
and then he had to run to the embassy and
Yeah.
like get
And then when
So-
that plan goes wrong, there's a split screen of Jennifer Lawrence and the dude lifting her in front of everybody in the main ballet steps on her leg and gets like broken and
brutally
it's contorted and horrible, and it's amazing.
Oh man, just right off the bat too, the Russian accents in this movie are garbage.
Everyone's from some other different fantasy Russia. Nobody's Russian accents align with
There's
one
no
another.
consistent Russian accent.
And no one keeps their one Russian accent for the whole movie.
Jeremy Irons is in this movie as like a head of state official.
Yeah.
And he just goes, fuck it. He pulls the Sean Connery from Red October.
Yeah,
He's
he's just like,
I'm not doing it.
I'm Jeremy Irons. That's how you know I'm Russian. Take that.
Deal with it. I'm gonna outact everyone in my tiny role.
Yeah, he had very few lines and was being suspiciously Jeremy Ironsy, which makes you take note of him.
Right.
How about that? We'll leave those spoilers for later.
Yeah, so like you see her get broken, and then they kind of leave the U.S. spy guy for a little while. Although
Yeah.
they like check in on him. They're like,
Yeah,
yeah,
for
you
no
still
reason.
suck.
I don't get why we're supposed to care about him.
Well, because we're supposed
And
to
he's
care
so
about him.
uncompelling.
Because we're supposed to care about him. So later, when they have their
But you never do.
semi-relationship,
Because they keep it up in the air if you're supposed to be caring about Jennifer Lawrence too
Right.
much. You're
that's
not
true.
really
Like you're trying to
sure.
figure out if like she's a good person
Yeah.
in quotes, or like
She's a
is
double
she
spy,
actually,
is she a quadruple spy,
Right,
is she
like-
a spy for no one?
Right.
And you
you
don't-
can't really tell, and it's I almost want to be like, I don't think that's her being a good actor. I think it's her being
Is
a
it
bad
flat,
actor.
or is it like I couldn't tell if it was like she's so spy-like
Right.
that even we can't tell what her motivations are, or because she also seemed like she was being emotionally vulnerable at some parts, but then you couldn't tell if it was
Right.
she was pretending to be emotionally vulnerable or if she was for real, actually.
Right.
Because it seemed kind of fake, but maybe that's acting, or maybe it's acting.
Maybe they're acting as acting.
Yeah.
As a spy.
Yeah, multi-level Inception acting.
So
She's
basically
either
this-
the most brilliant 800D chess, smartest ballerina in the entire world.
She is the smartest ballerina in the entire world, and she does this whole complicated. So like her uncle.
Her uncle, first of all.
So after her leg gets broke, her uncle goes, "Hey, these guys set you up. The other people set you up," and she goes and murders the fuck out of them.
I feel like you're leaving out a very important part,
Okay,
which is that her uncle looks like a very sexy Vladimir Putin. A distractingly attractive Vladimir Putin.
He is a very sexy Putin.
Cutest man in the movie, Putin.
Who was and Joel Edgerton, the U.S. spy guy,
Yeah.
was supposed to be the cute
Oh,
guy.
but then there was a line that was like, he's not cute or
That's
something. Or
true.
they were like, if she sleeps with you, she's definitely
Definitely
spy
spy.
because you're super ugly. And I was like, okay, I get it where they're coming. And then multiple people were like,
he's
oh,
so cute. But there was the Russian people that
you're
were
in
like,
love
you're
with him
cute.
because he's hot.
Right, but it was the Russians that thought he was hot.
That's true. And the only hot guy in all of Russia was Vladimir Putin, so that's fair.
But yeah, so she finds out that these people intentionally sabotage her career.
So the dude that was like kind of her boyfriend too
Yeah.
is like and the
her
guy
partner.
dancing opposite her intentionally broke her leg because he's sleeping with the second place ballerina.
Yeah, the one who's like,
the
he's like,
understudy.
I need to be up front now.
Yeah. And then she catches them boning because
Boning in the
sexy Uncle
sauna.
Vlad gave her like pictures of them.
And she fucking beats the
Oh,
shit
yeah.
out of him
She
with a
walks
cane.
in and then just like beats them to death with a cane. Just
then
like
just-
multiple over their dead naked bodies.
like,
and
Bits flying everywhere.
yeah, blood.
Like boobies just flying,
Beats them
flopping.
with her walking stick.
There was lots of nudity in this. There was
Yeah.
no shame in the nudity game in this
I just want to
movie.
stress she was a murderer before any of the bad later spy stuff happened to her that informs the rest of the plot. She was
Right.
already murdering
Right, no, she was
people,
already murdering people.
just to set the stage.
Which is funny because then she doesn't murder another person.
Yeah, I mean, are we supposed to have like redemption feelings towards her? She is a murderer.
Right. She did murder. I like,
She definitely
like,
murdered.
Those people suck and they fucked up your career, but
Yeah.
you murdered someone.
You don't kill people when they cheat on you. You know, you just break up with them.
There you go. All right.
Aw, that's not nice.
That's not nice.
So the sexy Uncle Vlad
Sexy Uncle Vlad.
is like, I have a job for you because she's not in the ballet anymore, so there's no one to pay for her
Right.
mother's medical
Well, he
stuff.
also goes, I can get rid of this problem of you murdering
Oh yeah,
someone.
he's like, so you murdered people, and also you have no money.
Right.
So I know some spy stuff, and we just need a pretty lady
We need a pretty
to
lady.
just do a little exchange thing
Right.
with some guy. It's no big deal.
This guy that
yeah.
kind of fancied you at the premiere.
Yeah,
That
you've
guy.
met him before.
Right.
Don't Google him, but it's fine. You know him. He's not that bad.
Don't rush to Google him.
Yeah.
Google him.
Yeah, Russian Google. Google.
Google.
Google. Hey, our accents are just as good as any of theirs.
That's very true.
So she meets this dude.
At like a hotel lobby.
And then the plan goes awry a little bit.
Yeah.
And so she improvs, and it ends up with him like up in her hotel room.
Yeah.
And then he rapes her.
He legit rapes
He
her.
rapes her, and there's like a David Cronenberg crash moment where he's like licking her surgical scar from her ballet accident, and you're like, oh, this is not gonna go well. Then he rapes her.
And then he rapes her.
But
and,
then
but
a
he gets
spy
his
guy
comeuppance.
jumps into the window and then strangles him on top of her body.
She does like a furtive look, and there's like the gauze blowing.
The
I was
gossamer
like,
drapes.
the gossamer drapes of the open window. It's like Peter Pan's here.
Yeah, but no, it was a Russian spy there to murder.
It was a Russian murderer who literally just garrots him.
Yeah, he's got like a piano wire, and
piano
he's
wire.
gonna sever his neck, basically.
Just bleeding all over her.
Yeah,
It was pretty gross.
it was pretty gross, and yeah,
Yeah.
pretty terrible.
So now she has now she's a witness of this murder.
Well, she was raped, and then
Yeah.
a guy was murdered on top of her. She had a really rough day.
She had a really
It was really
rough day.
So then she goes home, and
Sexy Uncle Vlad comes back.
Sexy Uncle Vlad is like, so you saw that murder thing.
We can't let you do that.
You can't see murder things. So we're either gonna have to kill you, or you have to become a spy as well. and she's already like, you're a jerk. You knew he was gonna rape me, and he was like, yeah. But
You knew that could happen. Yeah. Not wrong.
Yeah. So I get it. Sexy Uncle Vlad's not a great
He's
guy.
not a great guy.
So he sends her to spy camp.
Yeah, he sends her out to sexy secret agent training
which
camp.
turns out to not be so much spy camp
There was
as
no spy training whatsoever.
sadistic sex
It is
happenings
literally
camp.
just sex camp.
Yeah.
Sex camp.
They just watch sex and have sex.
Sex.
And then they learn to break locks, to
Yes.
break into doors.
They learn 2 skills. Picking locks, and maybe if you wanted to shoot a gun, because not everyone was doing it.
Oh, they went on a jog one time.
Oh, that's right. They get some cardio.
Cardio.
Important
and
for
sex
running
thing.
and sexing.
Yeah. And then it was like, I don't even understand the point of the sex lessons, because there was one that was just like, come to the front of the class, take clothes off, put clothes on. Like, I get, like,
Yeah.
I don't,
It was like,
we didn't really show them learning
No, it doesn't.
any of the, like, I don't know, they're supposed to be, the sparrows are supposed to be like world-class seduction
agents.
yeah, like the ancient art of seduction. We didn't see them learning any.
No, we just saw them being like
watching like Pornhub.
Watching porn. And then like fucking in front of each other on video, and like them going like,
Yeah.
No.
They seduced like a school of military students.
Yeah,
and then they all watched the videos.
This one guy who was just like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah. I don't know what the point of the school was.
Yeah.
I mean,
because she didn't learn anything particular either. Like,
a dude tried to rape her at school, and
and they got the shit kicked out of him.
She like beat him senseless because that's her thing. She beats people within inches of their lives.
And then
and then they had like a lesson out of that.
Right, they had a lesson where he came and she was like, "What do you want?" And he just like.
Oh yeah, so they have like this reoccurring lesson where they bring in like bad people I guess,
right, yeah.
and then whoever.
And then you have to find out what they want.
Yeah.
And break that from them. I guess is the idea.
Yeah.
And he wanted power, and so she just got naked.
Yeah, she got super naked.
And like,
she's like, "Do it," and then he couldn't do it.
He couldn't do it.
And then he cried about it. And she was like,
he ran out and cried.
Yeah,
and she's just sitting there spread eagle naked.
Top in class.
Top in class.
Oh yeah, it's just, well, her teacher disagreed. Her teacher was like, "You don't do anything I tell you."
It was very much like kind of trying to take like that Russian like ballet teacher vibe on her too. I think a little bit, but like she just had nothing. Like that whole, it wasn't titillating. It wasn't interesting.
It wasn't like. I know. I guess it's to show that more people abused her in different ways, but.
Russia bad.
Yeah, I get it.
Russia's bad.
Was it trying to shock us into?
I don't know because it wasn't.
I wasn't shocked or anything. I was just like, this is kind of boring. This is really long.
This is really long. We're like an hour and a half into this movie and nothing has really happened.
Nothing has happened.
She's not a spy yet.
She's not doing spy stuff.
She's just murdering and sexing things.
Which she didn't need teaching to murder people. We already saw her murdering people. No one needs to teach her how to murder stuff. So anyway, she's like accidentally kind of trying to kill people at sexy school.
Yeah.
Oh, I have another note. They're all called sparrows. Are they all different colored sparrows?
Oh.
No, probably not.
No.
But
and they also they gave her like a card at the beginning. They're like, here's your name. Don't use your real name.
Yeah.
And then they never mentioned that thing again.
Well, her name in school was like, was it Katya? And then it was also Katya again later.
Oh, was that what it was?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But then the teacher, like, there was a little moment where she said goodbye, whatever your real name is.
Yeah.
And I guess that was
a
to
thing.
set up that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That she could evolve her feelings for her and call her by her real name, I guess. Another thing that could have been cut because this movie is too long.
So basically, she gets graduated out of the class.
Well, what's his face?
Jeremy Irons.
So if you don't pass Sexy Sparrow School, they just murder you.
Right.
And the teacher's like, "You're so bad at this," and so she tells on her, and then Jeremy Irons watches the tape, and he's like, "Oh, well, she's great. I've got a special thing for her." And the teacher's like, "I don't get it, but I guess you get to skip the rest of
But you're bigger than me.
Sparrow
But you're a higher up than me. So do what you
her
want."
Her uncle is Sexy Vlad.
Right.
And so I guess the teacher's like, "Well, you know."
Yeah, just go ahead and take her, I guess.
Yeah.
I would have murdered her out back, but sure, you take her.
So yeah, I guess she's like nepotism.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah,
be a super spy.
Go be a super spy.
So they've got a task for her.
Yeah,
that American guy from the beginning who means nothing.
Who means nothing, and they literally could have left out and cut 15 minutes out of the movie.
This could have been the introduction to him. The other part did not matter.
No, yeah. Or they could have just showed the running in the park part where he gives away the guy, and that's it. That's all you need to see.
It also makes no sense. If the movie's supposed to be from her point of view, why are we looking at all that other stuff anyway?
That's a good point. Most of it's from her point of view.
Yeah.
Or like the Russian government.
85% of it
it's her point of view, and then
view.
like the Russian government stuff.
And then like other stuff that they feel that they had,
they think they had to
add. Well, I think they thought their plot was convoluted, and then they needed to explain it more. And that's where we get all these extra scenes.
Yeah.
That's where we get characters who give entire monologues about how they're evil, and then they go, "And that is why I am a mole." At the end. Oh yeah, I wrote it down. He goes, So now you know I am the mole. At the end of this monologue about him being the mole. Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
God damn it, Jeremy Irons. We can figure this out from a mile away.
Also, of course you're the mole. You're Jeremy Irons, who's in this movie for no reason.
Like the
We
biggest
know you're the
biggest
mole.
names in this movie are you and Jennifer Lawrence
And Mary Louise Parker for no reason.
So she goes to London.
Yeah.
Or no, Austria first? I
Okay,
don't know.
so
It's
they're
convoluted as
So
fuck.
they're going to pair her with the American spy
Right.
guy, and to give him, so he can care about her like he cared about
Right,
the
so she
other
can
Russian guy. He kind of gave
seduce
him.
him.
Yeah, and get some secrets.
Get some secrets.
Yeah.
Some U.S. secrets.
Yeah, and so they're like, he likes to go swimming in Belgium, and so they send her.
So they're just like, yeah, go figure shit out.
Yeah, so they send her to like his workout club in Belgium.
Yeah.
and she's like, oh, I should leave my real name instead of the fake name they gave me, because then I know
like,
that
notice me. Yeah.
he's a spy.
So he'll
he's
figure
gonna
me
be
out.
he's gonna Google me.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be like, oh, she's totally a Russian spy,
Right.
and then he'll be interested in me.
Right.
Because he'll fall in love with me, and then he'll be like, I can double spy her.
Yeah.
And so she comes up with that plan over the course of like an hour and a half. And then she tells sexy Uncle Vlad,
Yeah.
she's like, hey, like sexy Uncle Vlad, why don't I just be a double agent
Right.
and get you, no, I'll be a double agent.
Right.
I'll get you American secrets
Yeah,
because he totally wants me to be a
Because
spy
she was like,
for
it's
him.
taking too long to like seduce him, so let me be a double agent.
No,
Yeah.
no, she's
Was that not
like,
it?
I'm getting into his
right.
like, he likes me.
He
I can't
likes
just-
me.
I
We
can't
passed notes in class. At the pool.
It's just like he trusts me. I can go even deeper. And Vlad's like, no, just do the thing. Stop it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just get the info, get the... Yeah. So, like, she has all these... She has a roommate in the flat that's like, fuck
So
you.
the Russian government sets her up with a flat, and then it turns out that she's with another sparrow.
Another sparrow.
But like an old sparrow.
Right, I feel like she's not doing super sexy things. She's just doing, like, normal spy work is what it sounded
Maybe.
like.
Oh, maybe she wasn't a sparrow.
I think she was just doing regular spy work.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
But she was sleeping with her target.
Was she sleeping? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
they were, yeah. They had pictures of her.
Yeah. So who knows?
So-
Maybe they're all a little bit sparrow.
Maybe, a little bit of a sparrow. But yeah, she has a creepy boss there.
Yeah,
A
so
creepy contact boss.
So her roommate is duplicitous and terrible because Russian,
Because Russian.
and so her roommate tries to get her like murdered basically
Oh, yeah, 'cause-
by telling their boss that she's up to no good.
That she's up to no good, and
Yeah.
that because she reveals to her that
yeah.
she witnessed that murder.
Yeah, so it's unclear. I guess the
Yeah.
point of it is that it's unclear. Jennifer Lawrence has no loyalties the whole movie, and
Yeah.
then in the last 5 minutes, that's supposed to be because she's playing 8D chess and is the smartest person in the world.
When I really
but for
think
the rest of the
there's
movie,
zero loyalty.
yeah, for the rest of the movie, she's just betraying everyone and just telling everybody.
Yeah, I mean, she's just trying to survive, which
Yeah.
is fair, but like...
Yeah, she's just playing people back and forth so she
Right.
doesn't get murdered in that moment, is what it
It
seems
seems
like
like.
most of the time.
But then at the end, they're like, look at all the machinations she went
Ew, look at the clock turn. All the things I've set into motion. Yeah, I guess.
through. I guess.
It seemed completely unreal.
But yeah, so her roommate gets murdered from the guy that murdered the guy on top of her.
Oh yeah, so everyone keeps forgetting that her uncle is Sexy Vlad.
Vlad.
So she's not gonna get murdered.
Right.
So
Right.
when the other girl tries to tell on her, she gets murdered. And then
Brutally, like
yeah,
in the
like,
tub
super
and like
horribly.
butchered.
Yeah. And then she goes.
I'm trying to like remember.
Then
The movie's very long.
then she gets kidnapped by Russians.
No. this-
Okay, no. Okay, no. Okay, so
First-
she takes over the job that her roommate
was doing.
All right, so she tells Uncle Vlad, she's like, I told you I want to be a double spy. Now let me do double
Double
spy
spy work.
stuff. And he's like, okay, fine, do this. And so
Right.
she carries out the rest of her roommate's plan,
which is where she
was
meets Mary Louise
Mary
Parker,
Louise Parker is some kind
Senator's
of...
chief of staff. That's
There
what I
we go.
remember. And she comes in super shit faced.
She's drunk. I like to think that Mary Louise Parker was just adding a little extra to the role, and then they had to write in after the fact that she was drunk because they didn't want to shoot it again.
Like,
She made a strong choice.
She Nicolas Caged it, where they're like, we gotta write something.
We gotta write around this.
But yeah, and so like they do a handoff, and at this point, Jennifer Lawrence is working with the Americans.
Okay, so Jennifer Lawrence is super betrayed,
Right.
and she's maybe for real working with the. But she is working with. She's being a double agent.
Right, she's being a double agent.
But we don't know if she's being a
Double agent?
double agent or double agent. It's not quite clear. So, so she's working with the Americans to get the money from this, to give this.
To get this, to stop,
discs.
to stop the discs from getting into Russian hands.
Yes, so Jennifer Lawrence is supposed to get the discs from Mary Louise Parker and then switch them with decoy discs.
Right.
But when she goes to meet the woman, her sleazy boss person
Is there as well.
Is there because he's like, oh, I heard you're doing bad things, and she's like, get out of here, I'm doing stuff. And so
I'm doing this stuff, I'm figuring it out.
So he complicates the handoff.
Right.
And Mary Louise Parker ends up getting spooked when they leave and gets hit by a bus for no reason.
Like cartoonishly,
like Mean
out
Girls.
of nowhere,
Yeah.
just fucking smack,
Yeah,
bus.
just hit by a bus.
Unnecessarily so.
For no reason. Had no
Literally no
impact
reason.
on nothing.
Like,
And it was
I don't
just-
understand why that was in there. Like,
And it was just kind of funny.
yeah, it was.
Because it was
when it was clearly meant to be
hilarious to see.
serious.
Oh no, it's supposed to be very serious. She's dead.
She's dead. But it was
And there's nothing funny in this
hilarious.
movie. It was supposed
oh
to,
no, this movie can be funny, not,
not supposed to
be. This movie is deadly serious.
Yeah. So her boss takes her and the now fake discs because she was supposed to hand them off to.
Right. Oh yeah, she had a hard time hiding the.
Yeah, so
swapping
she
out
was
the
supposed to
discs.
put the real discs in a
secret
desk, but
compartment.
they didn't teach her real spy things at sex spy school, so she doesn't really know how to do the trade-off. She almost gets murdered in the room.
She's got no like hand dexterity.
No dexterity. They don't teach her any of that.
Yeah.
Nope.
She's like, I can do locks. That's
Yeah,
it.
she can only
She
break
can like
it-
one handle lock, but
She
nothing
can.
else.
No, she can't open drawers.
No, she can't open a fake
No.
drawer. Most of them, you just push. Push up, and then
push.
like.
Yeah, you kind of want to like push up,
Up.
a little forward enough.
There's a lot, you gotta like move it around the latch.
Yeah, you gotta feel it. Anyway, she almost got killed.
She almost got murdered there.
So she now has the decoy disc.
Right.
And she's with them and her boss, and they're flying her directly to Russia.
Yeah,
And
and
so they're going to be like, why do you have decoy discs?
Yeah.
What the hell?
And they interrogate her.
And yeah, so they torture her.
They torture the shit out of her.
for like forever.
Forever. And then they show
And then they're asking the
other guy.
her boss
Her
guy.
boss, and they just-
so they're torturing her boss guy too because
Yeah.
they collectively came back
Right.
with fake discs.
Discs.
And so the boss thinks he's like, oh, gonna turn her in.
Right.
And he gets shot in the head.
head.
They're
And
like,
they use it as to like show her
Yeah.
that this is gonna happen to you.
Yeah.
And she's like, do it.
yeah, they're like, who is the spy? And she's like, no, they're like, did you tell the Americans?
yeah.
And which she totally did.
Which she totally did.
Yeah, and she's like, no. And then they pretend to shoot her in the head, and then she throws up.
And then she throws up.
But then they let her go, and then Sexy Uncle Vlad
Vlad's
comes,
there.
and he's like, oh, come on,
I
just
missed
tell
you."
them, I miss you, just tell them. And she's like, you know I'm working for them because I said I wanted to be a double agent, and now I'm double agenting, and I let them beat me up because they're
now
gonna trust.
now they'll trust
They'll
me
trust
more.
me more if they saw that you beat me up, and he's like, fine.
Right. And then they make out.
No, that's later.
Is that later?
Yeah.
I thought this was sexy chase
No,
kisses.
it's not. It's not sexy chase kisses. So no, then she goes back to the American guy, and she totally has sex with the American guy.
Yeah.
And
Finally, we can have
But-
sex now
but-
that I'm beaten.
she has 5D chest sex with him, where you can't tell if she's having bad sex with him because it's real sex, or because because she's trained as a sparrow to manipulate
Oh,
people
to
with
be like,
sex. And so
she's like,
and everyone knows what sparrows are. So everyone,
because they were like, sparrows have magic pussies.
and everyone's been like mocking him, being like, oh, like you guys had sparrow sex. That's why you like her so much. He's like, no, like it's real. And so
it's real.
Yeah. So she gave
she
him
loves
like
me.
Yeah, she gave him like bad, not learned in Russian school sex, and because she manipulates people with sex in a way they don't teach you at Sparrow School. She sees what people. Oh no, they're like, what does he want? And she knows what they all want.
Yep, she just
knows. She knows he would prefer
real sex.
Yeah, or like bad
sex.
Not performative.
Not
sex.
performative.
Yeah.
Not porn sex.
Yeah, or like I'm hurt, I'm sad, comfort me sex, and then sexy Uncle Putin.
Yes, is this her sexy
Yeah,
Uncle Putin?
she gave sexy Uncle Putin a chaste kiss, a long chaste kiss. Yeah, and that's what he wanted. Yeah. Better than Sparrow.
They mention it early in the movie.
Yeah, it's a throwaway line. Her mom's like, I saw how he looked at you when you were younger.
And you're just like, that's weird.
Like, wait, that's for like spy stuff?
Yeah, I know. It's like, and then later
they need spies? Sex spies.
Sex.
That's weird, man. And then there are also videos of her doing sex stuff all the time, and everyone's always watching them. So like, Jeremy Irons watches them.
Yeah, that's how he figured out she was a good Sparrow.
Yeah, that's why he's like, you could be a great double agent.
Right. Yeah.
Because
so she ends up in so after sleeping with the dude.
Yeah.
The butcher guy comes back, the crazy Russian assassin.
Oh yeah, so she's like hiding out with the guy, with the American spy, and doing her double spy thing, and seducing him. And then the murder guy from earlier, the guy who burst in the window and killed the guy on top of her,
and then murdered her roommate.
And murdered her roommate.
And now burst through this window
and kills.
He's got an MO.
Yeah, he likes bursting through windows and he loves piano wire.
Yeah.
Loves deconstructing pianos.
So he starts torturing him, and she pretends to like help.
Yeah, so she's like, oh no, don't murder him, and then she starts zip tying his legs down. Yeah. So as if to help murder the American guy because she's a double spy. Yeah. She's a double spy.
Double.
Yeah, and so they take
double.
They take like a cheese grater thing.
Yeah.
And like start skinning him.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, skin him more. How about we skin him on his thighs? And she's like...
I like that they were like, we've already used up our gore budget on everything, so we're not going to show this happening. Yeah.
We'll just show like little strips of bologna afterwards and wave them around.
Very, what is it? Cable Guy, Silence of the Lambs chicken skin.
Puts on his face. Gross. Like Andy Milonakis.
Yeah.
Got bologna in my front pocket. Cream cheese in my locket. I don't know the words. Anyway.
So then she gets the machine is like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Then she whacks him in the head.
Well, after she also tortures the American.
She already tortures her.
She also
her new American boyfriend.
And just to really make sure the guy that she's about to murder knows that she was a double spy before she kills him. She tortures the American guy.
And then they have the worst fight scene ever.
Yeah, because they didn't teach her how to fight at Sparrow School. So then she just
gets knifed up.
Yeah, she gets like sliced many times.
She gets sliced, he gets sliced, like the American gets sliced.
Yeah.
And then she does eventually murder him.
She kills the Russian spy guy.
Yeah, she gets him.
Yeah.
And then they're put in the hospital, and that's where Jeremy Irons comes in.
So they go to the hospital. Then Jeremy Irons comes, and he's like, guess what? I'm the double spy. It's me. I'm the mole.
It's me.
I'm the mole.
I did it.
He's like, I have a long story to tell you. And then at the end of it, he's like, and that's why I'm the mole.
Yeah, there's like a really long monologue.
They're like walking up and down a corridor.
You're the mole. We get it.
Right, we get it. You're the mole.
You're the mole.
And he's like, so then I moved to America. And I loved it. We're like, we know, you're the mole. And he's like, and then I moved back. And I was like, this is oppressive. We know, you're the mole. And he like tells his whole life story. And then says...
And she's just like, I'm brutally beaten.
She's like, I am very tired. I would like to not be walking around in this corridor. Like, go back to my hospital bed. So he says he's the mole, and she's like, all right, No, he's like, so go tell them I'm the mole.
Right, go give them up, and
I'm
then you
gonna-
can take over my spot, basically.
And you can, you're like, hey, you're a great double spy. You should be a quadruple double spy.
Right, they're gonna find me out soon anyway.
So use this information to like elevate yourself in your career.
Right.
And
then be a double
and be
spy.
be a mega
spy.
Yeah, quadratic double spy. So then he goes and he gets really performative and he sits in his empty apartment.
He does like a very, gets out his cigar,
like
puts on an LP.
And a sniffer, and he like lets the like Vivaldi blare and like waits to be murdered by a Russian assassin.
And then they just cut away from that scene.
Yeah, and then you forget that was even a thing.
You forget that was a thing.
Because you think the movie's going to end soon, and now you're just preoccupied with why the movie's not ending.
Right. Literally that, and then like, and so...
So then she graduates like to like a super general.
Oh, well, no, so they show, so she gives them some information.
Oh yeah, so she calls the dude.
Right.
She calls like the head guy.
The head
She
guy.
goes to the embassy and she's like, I know who the spy is.
Right. Okay.
And he's like, why don't you tell me? Then I'll tell them. She's like, no, I'm better than you are.
Right.
So how about you go tell them that I know, and I'll go talk to them.
And they're gonna do a trade.
You're an errand boy.
That's what it was.
Yeah. She talks to the guy at the embassy and she wants to be traded for the
For
spy,
the mole,
for the mole, because she knows who the mole is. And so she tells the head of the government who the mole is, and they like do a one-sided conversation pronoun game where they're like, oh, he did he?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's crazy. and you think she's giving Jeremy Irons up. But
she turns it all around on sexy Uncle Vlad.
Sexy Uncle Vlad. We find out when we get to the tarmac
that she's been planning this whole thing.
All the machinations.
500 D check.
And she's like, king.
Okay, one last chase kiss for the road.
Okay, so she's with the American guy on the tarmac, and he's all betrayed and sad because his sex sparrow
gave up the mole.
Yeah, and totally like cheese grated his skin off. And then
you see a sniper shot, training on
and
them.
So because he's already like, there's no way they're going to let
the person,
let
the mole live.
Yeah, let the mole live.
Yeah.
And you see the Russians ready to shoot whoever the mole is.
And they have it trained on. They have it trained on Jennifer Lawrence. I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Cool twist.
That would have been great.
Murderer.
Yeah. They would have been great. They just shot both of them. You're both spies. Murder.
Spies. Murder. Done.
Yeah. Twist.
Slate clean. We don't have to deal with this at all.
Yeah. Yeah, that didn't happen.
None of this happened.
Nope.
Go back to your lives, Americans.
So it's like, oh, it's Sexy Vlad. And we're like, oh, she sold him out.
Right.
Because he definitely was not the spy.
Nope.
He was just being sexy uncle.
He was just being normal sexy uncle, head of spy stuff.
Yeah.
Head of secret division.
He didn't lie to anybody.
He didn't. He was 100% transparent and honest.
I thought he was a very nice guy.
May have murdered a few people.
He did set her up to be raped, but, you know. He has kind eyes.
He's kind eyes.
So they take like a thing off his head. He's been beaten to like a pulp. They've tortured the poop out of him.
He's no longer sexy.
Oh no, he's very
beaten
horribly disfigured. And so
I know at first I was like, who is that? And then I was like, oh.
No, I was like, oh, so it's just like some random guy.
That's how cool she gave up a random dude.
Yeah,
That's good for her. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, let him live. It's just some dude. Nope.
Sexy Uncle
Vlad. And then they shoot him in his head.
Yeah.
The Russians.
And then they do a whole fucking long ass montage.
Yeah, and then it's not even over. Then there's like 20 more minutes.
This could have been the end where she just quick then little thing of her rising to the ranks.
Yeah.
Done.
Then
Boom.
we tie up strings that you didn't even care about.
They show her like going through a bunch of different ceremonies.
Then they fake you out and they show someone dancing at the ballet from far away.
Yeah.
And I guess they think that you're going to think, oh, she dances again. Well, why would you think that?
Her leg is horribly
she can't
broken.
Dance, so they broke her leg. She can't. We get it. She can't dance. We learned that 3 hours ago. And then they show her watching the ballet alone, and then she leaves early.
And then she leaves in the middle of the show, and she's walking down the steps, like in this beautiful,
red steps with a big feathery dress on.
Big feathery dress. This would have been a very nice, beautiful ending moment.
Red Sparrow.
Red Sparrow. Not the
but
fucking
no,
end.
Then we go to like another sequence.
I don't even remember what it is.
No, I think she goes home.
She goes home and talks to her mom.
Talks to her mom, and her mom's like, I don't even remember.
I don't remember. Because this is when they turn the lights on.
They turn the lights on in the middle of the scene.
Please leave. This is not important.
Even the projection person was just like, it's over.
It's over.
It's basically over.
You can leave now. There's literally no more information in this movie.
Terrible. Anyway.
Again, this movie, garbage.
Yeah, I did not like this movie. And I got that they were trying to say, like, she took control over her sexuality. Right. She was the one manipulating people. No, the school didn't teach her anything that, you know.
That she didn't already know, that she didn't need.
Well, no, the school was teaching her, like, a superficial way to manipulate sexuality. And
she is smarter than that.
And then at the end, she gets to murder. Oh, Jeremy Irons lives. Jeremy Irons is alive. He's at her, like, political ceremony. Yeah,
at her, like, whatever,
ambiguous, officer ceremony.
I don't know why they made, like, the spy a public fucking thing now, too.
And it's not clear. I mean, I guess
nothing is clear in this movie.
She got revenge on all the people she wanted to, maybe?
Nothing is clear in this movie.
I guess.
There's no reason for this movie to exist.
Why did she's great, the American guy? She was gonna kill the spy guy anyway. So there was no witnesses to her torturing the American. There was a whole table. Did he betray her?
There was a whole table of knives and shit she could have grabbed.
Yeah.
Not the cheese grate. She could have just grabbed it while he was cheese grating him.
No, but she was torturing the American guy.
Yeah, I know. She didn't have to.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
She didn't have to in any way.
In any way.
And he didn't rape her like anybody else did. So, like, there is no... Did she just want to torture him?
I think she probably wanted to be like, what's it like to torture someone?
Yeah, so, like, her character's too ambiguous for anything to really land.
Right, yeah, nothing lands.
No.
You don't feel anything for her.
You don't feel anything for her. At the end, you're like, oh, shit, she totally got well played. And the end.
Yeah, you're like, that's... I guess, like, good job.
Yeah, but that even didn't... And then you're supposed to they unveiled that she was, like, planting evidence the whole time. It would in a sequence that seemed entirely after the fact.
It seemed like they were like, shit.
They know for sure it's Vlad, not just because she said it, but because she's been planting evidence against him the entire time.
Oh yeah, that weird chemical thing that they showed in the throwaway.
Yeah, we learn at sex school that, like,
they have, like, a weird chemical.
If you get a chemical on your hands, it'll be on everything for like 6 weeks, and then she gets it on this stuff. Yeah,
it's weird. It was like a weird,
whatever.
Fuck it.
A lot of the movie, I was just like, whatever.
Yeah.
I guess.
You're just tired by the end of
it made me tired. I'm sleepy.
All right, Sam. How many buttholes would you give it?
Man, no buttholes.
No buttholes?
No negative buttholes. No.
I'm gonna give it a loose butthole.
What, a loose one?
I'm giving it a loose butthole.
I don't know.
I was too tired. If it was 45 minutes shorter, I'd give it a 0 butthole.
My hands are too tired to form buttholes. I can't even. I give it 2 loose, limp hands. 2 just sad hands that can't make any shapes or forms. Just tired hands. Should have asked me this question 3 hours and 45 minutes ago. That's what I give it. 2 loose hands.
My hands that can't close.
Just like sad doll Barbie hands.
Oh, it's like they're like ballet hands.
Oh yeah, ballet hands. I give it an arabesque. All right, well, that's this episode of Movie Passholes. We're the Film Butts.
I'm Romo.
I'm Saman, and
bye.
Bye.
Pancake on my face makes me extra happy. I like shampoo bottles that sit on my lappy. Cause it's my show, you can't tell me what to do. When life hands me lemons, I make beef stew. So yo, I gotta go, it's time for me to rock it. I put bologna in my left pocket, smear some cream cheese in my gold locket. Cause it's my show, I'm Andy Milanakis. It's my show, I'm Schmandy Schmiller Schmackis. It's my show, I'm Andy Milanakis.